Steven, what's going on, man? Thank you so much for taking the time to come and talk about your experience in high performance health. And as always, you look great, great hair, and excited to have you on and talk about your story.
Thanks, Paul. Glad to be with you.
Yeah. So, right off the bat, we'll dive into it. Before we met and connected, what was your kind of tipping point that had you reaching out? What were you going through? What were you struggling with? And I'll let you start there.
Sure. In 2022, I had a number of health challenges and was like looking to get back into focusing on my fitness and was exploring what types of work that I wanted to do, talked to trainers locally in Washington, D.C., reached out, found you online through social media and was curious. And then, but I think the real answer is I really wanted to like step up my game and figure out best way to approach my health and fitness and do that in a way that both maximized my time spent and the effort energy that I put into it. And yeah.
Yeah. What initial concerns did you have either before reaching out or as you learned more about the process and really started to take your first steps into that?
Yeah, I think a couple of things were on my mind as I started. One, just like time commitment. Two, am I going to get the results that I was looking for and be able to like make the most of it, particularly in a online relationship, right? Like our we connect through Zoom, you're not here in person. And so I think I had some initial concerns about how that works. And so it was like time, um, how to be connected and how to maximize the most of my effort and energy put into it.
Yeah, definitely. And as you've gone through the process and you still have, more on your journey to go, like we all do, what has been your experience and what maybe myths have you busted that you previously had before?
Sure. I think one of the things that was a big aha or epiphany moment was really understanding the interplay between training, nutrition, and recovery, and that you can't not prioritize any one piece of that, or you're going to not be as successful. I think the other thing that you've continued to drive home, and I've still getting there, but like you have to focus and maximize energy spent in a way that's effective in the work and not so it's trying to be really efficient with your time and energy put into this, and it can adapt to your environment. I'm in a high stress, high priority type work, and work life balance is really tough sometimes. And I think I've found a way to really fit that into my lifestyle. Sure, there are always trade-offs with prioritizing one piece of one's journey, but I think it's like finding the right balance and being mindful that you can't be everything all the time. And sure, I think I've really been not only impressed, but really surprised at how easy it has been along the way. And yeah.
Yeah. What's a good example of a strategy or even tactic maybe that you employ to manage your stress or even just manage a more bloated schedule, or maybe you're busier in a week and then maybe there's a week where you're not traveling, or you don't have as much going on? Like, how would you modulate what you're doing during those periods?
Yeah, so I think given the demands of my schedule, I think it's been really easy to work with Paul to form fit the training for whatever's going on in my life. So, on a trip to New York next week, we've already acknowledged that that's going to be a little bit harder for me to do every day the way we'd planned it for the previous week. So making those adjustments have been really easy to like adapt and shift as needed, knowing that there's still work that has to be done and you have to put in the effort, but you can't acknowledge that sometimes things come your way and it's not efficient or effective to make this an additional stress. It like has to really there has to be elasticity in both the program and your own work and effort to meet the moment and adjust as needed. And that's been really something that I think sometimes it's easy if you don't approach it that way. It's easy to just like put it off. I'll get to it the next day. And it's like, no, you still have to work some piece of the program into your life, or otherwise you'll get into the snowball effect of keep putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. And I think, going back to your previous question of like what why like what was it that was blocking me maybe to make a decision to jump into a program like this, I think I was hesitant of like whether it would fit into my schedule, or whether I could make this work, or whether I could get the results I wanted. And I think it became clear it's like take each day and week at a time and be consistent and continue to like work and put the effort in, and you're going to see the results. And know that you have to things just don't happen overnight. And I think we all love instant gratification, but it's something that you have to work at and put the effort in. And sometimes you can be surprised by the results.
Yeah. I'm really glad you mentioned that, because that's been something that I love sharing with clients. And you've done such a good job of like taking this and running with it, where not every week needs to look the same. If you're training for maybe a marathon or you're a professional athlete, sure, but this needs to fit into your lifestyle. And whether that's vacations or work travel, having you be able to say, oh, I'm, gone for 3 days. Should we train less or more earlier in the week or later in the week? How should I approach nutrition so that I'm able to be present with friends and still be able to hit my goals? I think you've done just a really good job of making that your own, if that makes sense, and being able to push in areas where you do need to push yourself, which is good. Like I always say, like if it's easy the entire time, you maybe could do more and you're just still in your comfort zone. But I think you've done a really good job of being like, hey, this fits my lifestyle, while also pushing yourself to grow and level up.
That's right. And I think some weeks feel better than others in terms of what's going on with work versus what's happening in with the training. And you have to know that like every day is different and every week is different, and that you bring a different version of yourself, but each day starts anew, and you can get up the next day and start all over again with a fresh slate, and continue on with what work is ahead of you, and just stay positive about it and keep putting in the effort, and again, results will come.
Yeah. And to that point with results, what are some that you've seen that you're excited about, and what are you still excited to work towards?
Yeah, I think, confidence in both understanding some of the dynamics of whether it's weightlifting or nutrition, understanding how they interplay, my own confidence in being able to get the results that I want. I think I came close in focusing on this in the past, but never like as effective or efficient as we have been through this process and experience. I think the other piece is just, sure, I think we all have in today's world some aesthetic concerns, and like seeing physical changes are quite dramatic. And over time, sometimes like day to day, you don't notice it. And then you're like, oh no, this has and so I look forward to continuing to focus on that, continuing to like improve like in weight training, as well as like my own like my improve my own shoot. You're gonna have to edit that.
Yeah. Knowledge.
I'm gonna yeah, hold on. Improve my own knowledge and endurance to continue the road and lifestyle ahead.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, love working with you. You absolutely crush the process, and it's always fun being able to, load up a Zoom and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to hear what's happened in the last week for this guy and see what's next. And so again, testament to you just being a hard worker and an awesome dude.
Thanks. I really appreciate it. And yeah, hats off to you. And it's been nice to have uh someone in my corner who I can count on to like, hey, what is going on with this? Or how do I fix or solve this problem? And I think it's a testament to how you've set up the program, as well as your attention to detail and clients and their needs, and like making sure that what I'm putting in and what I'm getting out, you're delivering equal and similar effort and energy to like see those to meet my goals and kind of make a you know a good athlete out of the process.
Yeah, definitely. 100%. Well, Steven, have an awesome weekend, man. And we will definitely talk soon and continue to crush the process.